All right, engineering students, we are back once again with one of our two clients. This is the lovely Mrs. Jones, who you're very familiar with by now. And we are going to look at your two designs from the two teams. And this is kind of exciting because I actually haven't looked at these for a few days now. So we'll see what you've done. And she hasn't seen them lately, of course. And we are going to pick which one we think is the best and kind of critique and review them bit by bit. And don't forget, Mrs. Jones, this is going into your classroom. Like you'll be using this thing soon. So this is fun. Any thoughts or feelings before we head in and have a look?
I am really excited to see the two designs and kind of talk through what's going to work best. And I thank the kids for all their hard work because I know that I'm sure they've been putting in a lot of time to put this together. So thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, let's go in with the first group. And guys, forgive me if I don't remember everyone's names of who was involved. Can you see that, Mrs. Jones?
Yes, it's up.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so this team, in fact, maybe it's better if I don't even say which team is which. Maybe that's possible, I'm not sure. Okay, now these guys actually made several options. So I hope that I'm looking at the correct one, but these guys kind of had like a space for legs to sit down at. And then I believe this opens. Let me see if I can pull that open. There it goes. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Open. Yeah, everything here should be kind of animated. They did a good job on that. So this can open and close, and obviously it could have either a doorknob, or we talked about, I think it was this team, we talked about like milling out a little edge on the back, so like fingers can slip behind and pull out. You see that often on cabinetry. And then they sort of left a bit of a thicker space. Oh, oops, that is not what I meant to do. Kind of a thicker space right here where I've highlighted, and that's where the actuator would sit to motorize this thing.
Okay.
Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to make it translucent. So you can see they've actually like hidden some machinery there. And that's this mechanical actuator, which is going to go up and down if all works out well. And I think it should. And so theirs can extend up. Again, let's zoom to fit. Okay, so theirs extends up and down, and yep, look at that. They even gave like a top upper limit. And we probably don't have like the exact correct height. That would be in the very refined version where we actually select the exact actuator to make it match to the true necessary height. But this gives you the idea. And then they also added in a little sliding kind of extra right here. And this, I guess, just extends out the desk space if needed.
Yeah.
And I did suggest to this team, I remember, that it would probably be structurally wise to actually connect with a solid piece across between those two, like where the feet sit. Otherwise, that one on the right would actually be a little bit loose, just be a more sound idea. So it looks like they didn't get as far as doing that. Or you could connect something, even like a solid piece across the back, just continuously across the back. Yeah, and that would actually hide the legs from view as well. Oh, and I see there's something else here too. Hold on, what's going on here? Is something going to come out from here? Looks like maybe it's going to flip out. No, it's just a little cutout. Oh, that is probably where they would put the extension cord.
Oh, yeah.
Like a built-in
power.
Yeah, that travels up and down with the top. So that's it in all of its glory. What are your thoughts on their model and what it does?
I like them. I like that model. I like the space that the top has. I like how it comes up where the computer can be at the correct level.
Yep.
And the cabinets are great. Looks perfect for what I need. So I like that.
Yeah. Do you see like problems if you kind of be critical, look for things that might be problematic? Think about safety as like a desk is raising up and down. Think about stability, think about usability.
How fast will it go up and down? Since I have not used one of these
Mhm.
before, I really don't have any idea. So can you explain to me how it, I mean,
Yeah.
is there a button I would push? How fast would it go?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. So uh, there would be like a little button. I think it'd be as simple as like a little mini control panel with like probably two arrows to raise and lower, and it would have a max and a minimum, but you could also leave it at whichever height along the way. Um, and most of them move pretty slowly. They exchange motor speed for motor torque, so it's like very strong but very slow in its raising and
okay.
lifting. So and that actually ensures that you could still lean on this thing in any position and it's not going to slip or fall or anything like that. So pretty sturdy, pretty
So
slow.
if it's pretty slow, then I think I don't see the issue of fingers getting caught in the middle
Mhm.
or anything like
Yeah,
that. It would not be something I would move when students are right next to me anyway.
yeah,
Students would be sitting down when I would put it up and down. So as
yeah,
it would be my fingers I would be watching. And
yeah.
as long as it doesn't have the possibility of just falling, that
Right.
that's a good thing. I like
That,
your idea of making it a little more stable, especially for the thinner leg.
yeah,
Back would be fine,
yeah.
if that would solve the problem, or the
Hmm.
bottom. Either one to me would
Yeah,
be a great solution.
yeah, yeah. This would definitely not be any kind of a finger trap, I don't think. Um, One way that could be avoided entirely, actually, would be to design it so that its lowest position it comes to actually still has a gap of about
Ooh,
1 inch. That would be
that's a great,
very possible. Yeah,
yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and you like the idea of the opening, closing
Yes.
cabinetry? Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
that is great. And a little knob or something, or a cutout or something to make it
yeah,
easier to open is a great
yeah.
addition.
Yeah, I think they might have left the knob off because they felt it'd be less likely to catch on a leg or something as you like got up and moved to the side.
Yeah.
So like a slim profile. Yeah.
Yeah, a little, or even a little cut, and to where my finger could grab
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Do you like this little sliding in and out extra shelf, or is that not really necessary with already a fairly big table?
Do you know what the dimensions are? I do like that. If
Yeah.
I have to have the iPad up too with the computer, that's kind of nice to have the little extra space. And that's originally why we talked about having that.
Right.
But do you know how wide, what the dimensions are?
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like that. Okay, they've done this a bit funny. They've designed in inches, but I would guess that that is supposed to be feet. So it's
Okay.
all to scale, but it's out of scale by a factor of 12. I didn't see
Okay.
that before. So I'm guessing that's 2.8 feet long.
Okay.
This is the table surface I'm talking, and 1.5 feet deep, 18 inches. And then the little one is 3/4 of a foot. So what? 9 inches. 9 inches by what's that? By about 13 or 14 inches.
Okay. So my situation has changed just a tad from the first time. The school did order me a stand that is small enough that could sit next to this, that
Okay.
the iPad sits vertical on. And it
Okay.
goes so that I could have the iPad and
Mhm.
this going at the same time.
Okay.
So the little extra shelf could be optional at this point.
Okay.
And if it would be easier to make, it could be taken out because
Yeah.
I do like how long and wide
Yeah.
that table is.
Yeah. Well, look, guaranteed it would be easier not to build it with that in there. So it's the kind of thing you would include if it actually added something you would use. If you would never really, pull it out, we probably wouldn't bother about it.
I think at this, because of the little stand that I have now, I don't think I would need it as much as what I did when we first started talking.
Okay.
So I think I have a solution for that.
Okay. Great. Good to know. Very good to know. Okay. And I also think, did we talk about this being on caster wheels as well?
We did, so that I could move it out of the
Yeah.
way.
Oops.
Um,
Yeah.
when I'm displaying something up in the front and I
Yeah.
don't want the height in the student's way. Yes,
Right.
we did.
Right. So still make that part of the design, although they
Mhm.
didn't include that in this picture. Okay. Right, excellent. Well, thank you, team. You guys know who you are. I can see some names in the tabs down the bottom. Let's move on to the other design.
Okay.
Let's see, I will have to stop share and I will start a new share. All right, it's this one. Okay, the interface looks a little touch different just because I think these guys shared it in a slightly different way, but I should be able to do everything. So this one is codenamed, I think, Ultron. Might have some Marvel fans out there, maybe. Now, this team started talking about, some similarities. Yeah, I do hope I'm looking at the right one. But also about the idea of it being like a modular system where the different parts could actually break apart and come back together, either with like, say, strong magnets or like a little clip or a hinge or something. So that is actually what is here. Now let's see if I can, oh, yep, I can grab that. So you can see two different pieces, and then they designed this clip part. I suppose you would bring it in and like slide it in. I can think of maybe some stronger ways to make that happen. It's also kind of a sort of a simple modern design, I would say, and that these guys showed the caster wheels underneath. They went with drawers. Oops. Looks like the drawers are loose, guys. But you get the idea there.
Yeah.
And then some open shelving at the bottom. And let me just do the translucent thing so I can see if there's any features that I'm not seeing. Okay. Oops. No. Okay, so we got everything there. Now, again, I hope that we're looking at the most recent model, because I don't see a like a raising or lowering aspect. This is right now. Okay, again, I think these guys worked in inches, but they meant for that to be feet, exactly the same as last group. So I think that's supposed to be 4.5 feet high, which is maybe a little tall actually for a standing desk, just a little bit. It's probably pretty close. So I think, yeah, picture this as being something that already is where you're standing in front of. I don't know what their idea was for like a sitting transition.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question. I was just wondering if the one part was going to raise and everything else was stationary, but it does. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I'm just taking a quick look to make sure I'm not missing. I'm pretty sure that I'm looking at the right model. And remember, we can also like take ideas from both of these and pick the best thing going forward. Like, we can say like, here's the most clearest path forward, but we can also adopt different features. For example, I think with this group, I talked about like, what if with the different modules, what if one of the modules was sitting height, one was standing height, and they connected together in some way. I also remember telling this team that having the module idea is cool, but only if it would actually be used. If you would always have it together, or if you would always have it apart, well, then you just make it together or make it two separate pieces. The modularity makes sense if there's times when you need both and there's times when you don't.
I think probably I like the idea of it coming apart. I just don't know if I would ever do that, to be honest. I think that it's kind of an interesting concept, or the interesting thing where you have the one piece that does raise and the other one stays lower. That is an interesting thing. I just don't know if I'd ever take them apart.
Yeah. Understood. What are your thoughts on drawers as opposed to cabinet doors or open storage?
I think I like the bottom one the best. I mean, because what I'm going to put in them are my large manuals. So I need to have that space. So a drawer would not help with that. I think it would be just the size of some of the manuals, and they're not all the same size. I think that would make it difficult, the drawers. So I think I either need the open space or I need an opening like a cupboard.
Yeah. Okay. Understood. And drawers are very good in particular, I think, for like little loose items. I've got some on my desk right here, and yeah, like all the little stuff just finds its way there. You just pull it out, it's under the bed. There it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the
Okay.
temptation with them. I don't keep a lot of little things on my desk. I will keep a small container of pens, and I like those on top so they're easy for me to grab. And
Okay.
the sticks with the students' names on it that I pick for questions and things, but I
Uh-huh.
need that on top.
Yeah.
Paper clips and things, I already have a little container that I keep, and I keep those in my cabinet. So I
Okay.
don't see a need for a drawer for that.
Okay. Okay. So you're not a drawer person.
I'm not.
Got it. All right. That's great. That's exactly what we need to know. One other issue with the modular design is that we have to suddenly have twice as many caster wheels because each one now needs its own stable arrangement of 4. As I look at this, I actually quite like simple modern wood designs.
Mhm.
I can actually picture a very cool, sleek desk that really was nothing more than like 3, slabs of wood that like are very attractive in themselves with like a beautiful grain and very tightly fitting together. Kind of looks like something out of Europe or something. What are your thoughts about style?
I like the style of this one. I think if they took the drawers and turned it into more of a open space like their bottom one, I do like the design. It would be nice and look good in the classroom.
Yeah. Okay. But you do need a transition. You do need something that which can do both sitting and standing. That
Yes.
hasn't changed. Yeah.
That has not changed. I do need both.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think it is time. We've been talking for about 15 minutes. So why don't you tell us now, as the client, which direction are you wanting to go, and any other bits of advice or direction that we need to put the more refined concept into your hands, and then we can build.
I like, there's bits and pieces of both designs that I like. I like the length and I like the cabinetry of the first one, but I like the style of the second one a little better. I don't think I need the modular look. I would use it more as a one piece. So
Mhm.
I do like that. And I think going ahead and taking out that little slider at this point would also be a good option to make it a little easier.
Are you talking about the little mini pull
The
out?
mini slide
Okay.
out thing. And
Great.
because I think as we've been in school a couple of months and I've got my setup
Yeah.
a little better, it's helped me organized,
Yeah.
that I don't think is necessary.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a way to combine the style of the second one with all the functionality and size of the first one.
Yeah, I think style is generally something which can be applied to almost any design. I think the functionality in the design probably needs to come first, and then the style can be applied to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And I am still thinking about structurally, like strength wise, how this would work too. Like this one does kind of look good in a CAD model, how sort of pumps up
Yeah.
and down like a lift. But I also want to make sure that whatever position it's in, you can actually lean on it and it's sturdy.
Yes.
And it wouldn't be rocking around.
Yeah.
So we might have some more thinking to do there as to how that would work, because there's actually quite a few ways that you can raise something up and down. Like you can have like a scissor lift action. You can have like a parallelogram surface that kind of
Okay.
like folds up and down at
Mhm.
the same time with
Mhm.
like the struts connecting.
I think probably when I first thought of that probably was in my mind what would happen. That it'd be kind of, I don't know, like a lift thing that could lift and then connect. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
in my mind, I first
Yeah.
I think of an automatic button or
Yeah.
anything. So
Yeah.
this is fancier than what I was imagining at first.
Yeah. And actually, I'll show you this too. This was an alternate design, which I actually kind of redirected them away from, but I'm going to give it points for creativity. This is the sitting configuration where you sit down, you work here on this surface right here,
Huh?
and then it folds up like that. And then you're working on it up the top on this surface. I thought, well, that's very creative.
That is creative.
And I gave all sorts of reasons why I didn't think it was practical, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Look, and it even says power strip there.
Interesting thought.
Also with the little
The
thing.
little shelf.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I thought this was a little too much of a guillotine coming down to like
Mhm.
cut someone's hand off.
Yeah, I think that one would be a little bit harder just because of the lifting and having to put it into place.
Mhm.
So ease of use,
Yeah.
but safety is very important. So
Right. And another reason why this fold down style is a little more dicey is that if by any reason it accidentally starts to fold while you're using it, you lose everything on the desk, including like a $1,000 laptop.
Yeah.
So any raising and lowering action has to remain level throughout the
Yeah.
whole raising and lowering. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, I think that gives us some more direction. I think by and large, it sounds like we're going with this design as a, like 75, 80% of this design, and then incorporating some of those features of the other design, maybe such as the basic style of it, maybe some of the cabinetry,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think this is great. And I look forward to actually seeing what it looks like when it's finished. And I will be so thankful to use it.
Yeah, and we're going to find too that as we get into the practical considerations of how to actually manufacture, that also will influence the
Mhm.
design. And that can happen like right at the last minute, right there in the shop as it's being put together. You realize, oh, actually, this just won't work. But that's very normal, and it's part of the fun of prototyping.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. We will let you go. I know you got things to get away to. So thank you for your time as usual. And you have a good night.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Okay.